Welcome back, everybody, to Grand Tactician, the Civil War. I'm Grumpy Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 26 of our Confederate Summer 61 campaign in version 1.10 using the A.O.M mod. First things first, happy birthday to any Marine Corps viewers that I have. A little late, about a day late, but happy birthday none the same. And happy Veterans Day to all my fellow veterans that are viewers. Anybody else who just happens to watch this video today. So, it's going to be a fun weekend. So I know myself and a few other guys are going to be getting together. If you got any parties planned for this weekend with your brothers and sisters, have fun, but be safe at the same time. Moving on from there. So, as you saw at the end of last episode, a lot of things changed in the game for me when I did go to update the A.O.M mod after the patch went through for the latest game update. A few things broke for me, but they're not game breaking. So the general consensus is that we go forward with this campaign. So we are going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to discuss policies first. So everything got wiped out. And my plan for right now, going forward, is run down the 3 militia acts, because I have no troops available. Let me pull that up real fast. And once again, if you hear snoring in the background, that's my pity. So, I have 630 volunteers available and 41,982 drafts available. And that was actually 20,000 higher in the last episode. I did suck up some more drafts to replace casualties and attrition. So, we are running immediately down the 3 militia acts, running into military 2, and then into conscription, as fast as we can get there. And it's going to take a while. 22 more days for Militia Act 2. Militia Act 3, it says 39.8, so we'll just call that 40 days. Military 2 is another 51 days. Conscription is 34 and 51 respectively, so it won't be until, we'll say, summer of 63 before I have all these policies knocked out. And as soon as those are done, I'll be running into government funding so I can start doing the Tariff Act. Projects. Everything got wiped out. Everything we had done is gone. So artillery reform, all this stuff is gone. I got to repurchase it. So my plan for right now is I have 0 funding going into diplomacy. I'm not going down the diplomacy track at all. I'm not even going to bother trying to purchase weapons through diplomacy. So I have enough foreign weapons in stock. What I'm going to do now is save up some funding for weapon production, at least 2 levels of it, and purchase Confederate rifles. So this takes $2.5 million. I have $171,000 in the kitty for it. So I can start producing my own weapons because I am going to need them. I actually do have 1 brigade because all my weapon stocks were wiped out. So the few sharps that I had are gone. The sharps carbines, I had almost enough for another cavalry brigade. Those are gone. I actually have no cavalry carbines whatsoever. 12-pound howitzers, I captured those at 2nd St. Joseph Ferry. Captured these at St. Joseph Ferry. 2 10-pounder Parrots. Actually, I captured 1 at St. Joseph Ferry. I did forget to mention I did shoot an episode before this one, but none of the audio, either my commentary nor the game audio, got recorded for some reason. So I scratched that entire episode. We did fight a battle of 12th Manassas. And we'll talk about that. But I captured 1 from St. Joseph Ferry, 1 from 12th Manassas. I guess these 3-inchers came out of 12th Manassas. I didn't have those. The 14-pounders, that came from one of my batteries. And I'd captured over 30 6-pound wired rifles at the Battle of St. Joseph Ferry. So most of my batteries are now armed with these 6-pounder wireds or 3-pound ordnance rifles. And the 32 pieces of Napoleon, those came out of my batteries. So I distributed 32 pieces of 6-pound wired out. And rifles-wise, we got nothing. I got 265 old smoothbores, which I just captured at 12th Manassas, 614 Springfield muskets, 149 pieces of reboard. The Whitworths I only had a few of them. Those were all gone. 144 Lorenzes, I guess I collected those from my casualties. No Enfields. I do now have 1.2 thousand Springfield rifle muskets, but I need to get that number higher. Because I do have the 1 Brigade recruiting and Recruitment Command West, which is the 3rd Brigade for the 3rd Division of the Corps of the Arkansas. And they have old smoothbore muskets. I have nothing else to give them. They're a 2,400 man force. So I need to capture more weapons just to get this 1 Brigade weapons. But the first CS Sharpshooters, which is a requested unit, they were lucky enough. I did have Springfield rifle muskets for them, as I recruited them before the game reset. So thankfully they have those. All right, now we covered policies. Let's talk about what's going on. So we had the second battle of St. Joseph, Missouri. Or St. Joseph Ferry, Missouri, seeing off the 1st Corps of the Army, Missouri. They've retreated up the river, re-engaged. They got into contact with the Corps of Florida, Corps of Rio Grande, continue retreating out this way. So even though I didn't destroy the Corps, they are now out of Missouri, which is a very good thing for me. And hopefully they'll stay out long enough for me to kick these other 2 Corps out that are down here. So I am moving Bragg's force over to Kearney to take down the fortification over here outside of town. So I'm going to move him just outside of engagement range, build a supply depot to support his operation, and then move him on to Fort Kearney. Corps of Rio Grande is still recovering readiness, but I'm going to leave him sitting here for now, because I do have the Army of Iowa forming up here, and I don't know where this corps is running to. So even though it's a very low strength corps, they will give me a heads up whether these units are heading down. And hopefully they stay up there until I complete what I'm doing here in Missouri. Price is recovering readiness. I don't know why he went all the way red for the Army Command, but he did. But as soon as he's ready to go again, we're moving the Western Department south to engage the two corps here. And we're also moving the Army of Tennessee out this way to engage these 2 corps. So I'm hoping to hit them with both armies, and at least, I know I'm not going to be able to disintegrate 2 corps, but I'm hoping to at least push them into Kansas and get them out of Missouri. If I can do that with this army and engage this corps with the Western Department, I should have Missouri clear of all Union forces, which will flip the state in my direction. Down here in the central area. So, because the Army of Tennessee is still stuck out in Missouri, my plans for a 63 offensive into Kentucky are now canceled. Because they only had the 1 small army here. They got 2 quarters, one I can't see. This one's at 900 going up to 14,000. And the Army's 29,000 total. So there's another corps here I can't see. But I heavily outnumbered. I have about 3-to-1 odds against that army with the Army of Tennessee, but they are no longer available to me. So what I am planning to do now is send Jackson's army into Ohio. Probably a stupid idea, but I'm going to do it. So my plan right now is to send the Corps to Kanawha into Marietta, Corps to Monongahela into Columbus, and have Jackson kind of sit here at Zanesville connecting the 2. So I have no inclinations or intentions of flipping Ohio. It's got 5 capturable cities. You got Cincinnati, Marietta, Columbus, Cleveland, and Toledo. You're not doing that with 2 corps. Maybe I could, maybe I couldn't. I don't know, but you're not doing. I don't think I can pull that off with 2 corps. There is a 14,000 man army out here, the Army of Tennessee, that we have to deal with. Now out here in the east. So, the 1st Corps of the Army of the West, Lord knows what the hell it's doing over here, has seized Winchester. And they were in the process of seizing it during the episode I recorded prior to this. I'd started moving the Army of Northern Virginia towards Winchester to take care of that issue. And somehow Lee got ahead of his 2 corps, got caught out without being in contact with these 2, and was forced to retreat by one of these other corps before his 2 other corps arrived in command radius of him, because this little mountain right here blocks everything. Both these corps were still south of that mountain when he nudged up against one of their corps and forced him to retreat out. But as soon as I started moving his army towards Winchester, the AI, I guess I kicked the hornet's nest, because all the corps over here outside of Washington, there are actually more corps here than I realized there were. I thought there were only 2 or 3 there and the rest were further north. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 corps out here. I only had eyes on 3 of them. They started moving to engage. So we did fight the 12th Battle of Manassas with Stewart's Corps, and earlier arriving but not being needed. I basically saw off the Army of Michigan. That's an Army command. Their corps was on the field, so they retreated off. You had the Army of Shenandoah, Army of the James, West Virginia Force, and the Army of Occupation, under the commands of... Where'd those notes go? I have no idea what the hell I did with those notes. But you had Buell, McClellan, and 2 other. It was a who's who of who you do not want to have together on the battlefield, because they all just suck. And also, when you have 4 separate corps fighting, this would have been a good. That episode was a good way of showing you all. If you've seen the difference between a corps with an army command and 3 or 4 corps without an army command, the armies fight much differently. When they have a full-on structure, the AI actually is very effective. When you have the 4 separate corps like you did here, they don't act together. They do their own thing, which allowed me to see off those 4 corps with 1 division, and that was the British Exiles. So I gave them between the 4 corps about 2,100 casualties to my 200. So, and they just tried charging across the bridge, and I just butchered them. So now they're moving off, and this corps was not engaged. 1st Corps Army of Michigan looks like they're going defensive and not coming in. They only got 5,500 men, so I'm not worried about it. So I'm going to continue moving the Army of Northern Virginia towards Winchester and push out Jackson into Ohio. We're moving into winter. I really don't want to do it, but if I can get his forces into Marietta and Columbus, they can winter there. So that's not a big deal. We also saw the French disappointment engage a fleet out here. Now, you can't see them now, but there is a fleet here. Thought it was a ghost fight, thought there was something wrong. There actually is a fleet here. It's the Gulf Blockading Squadron. We've seen off the 2nd and 3rd. There's 2 more here. So I think you got the Florida Keys Squadron is this one here. You have the 2nd Gulf Blockading Squadron here. You have the 1st Gulf Blockading Squadron over here, which I saw off, which is probably this fleet over here. So, and they retreated up here to Jacksonville. I don't know why, because you have the Keys, or Key West was an open port, so I'm sending them back down there. So that port's not blockaded. They should have never gone up here towards Jacksonville. The Virginia now has no provisions, but has ammunition. And she's ported, so I don't know why she has no provisions. She's in port. It doesn't matter that the port is blockaded. She should still be drawing provisions, at least, and she's not. So I'm getting a little worried about her. And I'm thinking I'm not going to put her on a raid, because the 2nd Gulf Blockading Squadron, which is 9 ships, has 5 disabled. So there's only 4 ships left, but I think they might be the 4 biggest, because all the ships together are 101 guns. So it might be a couple side wheel steamers, I don't know. But just to clear the port out, I might send her out for a general engagement and not a raid, and see what type of damage I can do with her, because she doesn't have much ammunition. It's at 45%. No provisions, and she's ported and not getting anything, and I've had her sitting there for quite a few days now. So I may just send her out to fight and hope for the best. Otherwise, she's a waste of time and money. Alright, I think that covers everything. So I'll be back when something else happens. Alrighty, looks like we have contact up here outside of Winchester. Army Potomac and its First Corps moved out of the area, so we're fighting the First Corps of the Army of the West, which has 30,000 men, against my 38,020 between the two corps. Corps of Potomac is still under strength. A lot of their brigades are away reforming. This army is led by George Green. So we're going to take this fight, and after that, we're going to shoot down here to the Gulf, because I do have the Virginia moving into engagement range. Where is it? They were right outside of engagement range of the 2nd Gulf Blockading Squadron when this popped up. And I took the one river going vessel that was in the New Orleans squadron out of the fleet, so she's moving to raid the fleet that's sitting over here somewhere. So we're going to have a couple of naval actions going on down the Gulf. Hopefully this will clear it out. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully I don't end up getting any more ships scuttled on me. But first things first, another battle up in the Winchester area. So I'll be back after the load screen. Welcome to the 2nd Battle of Winchester. Amazingly enough, this is actually only the 2nd Battle of Winchester. Even though we've been on the map before, it's usually had other names. So usually like 12, 13 battles of Winchester, but that's all been happening at Manassas Junction this campaign. So we have issues. So this one corps that I'm fighting has a strength of 31,000 men. I only have 15,000, I'll say 900 on the field right now. And my 2nd Corps, the Corps de Shenandoah, is not arriving for 34 hours. And this is a unified command structure, so they do fight differently and a little more aggressively than the separate corps. So we're definitely going to be on the defensive on this one. Thankfully I have 20 points of engineering here. So they're coming in up here from Braverly. So if I can come right down the road here through town, they might even have their... I'm not sure where the deployment zone is, but it could be pretty close too. So I'm not going to try and even defend up in town. So I'm going to set my defense line along here as best I can, covering these 3 roads. Though for all I know, they could use this road too. And I don't have the cavalry division to cover it since they are still away recouping losses. So issues. Look at my OB. I only got 6 brigades on the field. 7 if you count the engineers. This is going to be a problem. Of course, Shenandoah arrives, I'll have much, much better numbers, but until then, I'm also short 1 battery. We have issues. So I'm really not sure how to set up my defense for this one. I have the feeling the AI is going to come through town. So I'm going to set my defense line along here, I think. Do have some high ground. I can set the infantry down here with the artillery up here. And that should cover my bases. Hopefully. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Let me get my forces set up and I'll be back with dispositions. Alrighty, I got my troops set up here. And probably the best way I can do it for now. I have a feeling the Union forces are going to come down this road, possibly over this hill here. Actually, let me put you guys there for now. So, I have 2nd Division here with Hampton's Legion, 22nd Virginia Infantry, and the Rockbridge Rifles. Just south of them is 1st Division with the White Suns, my Grunts, and the Durham Rangers. Just next to them, there's only one brigade in this division right now. It's the 2nd VMI Infantry, as the other two are off reforming. And the 4th Division is south of them with D.R. Jones Brigade and the South Carolina Legion. And I have my artillery set up here with the 3-inch ordnance rifles and 2 battery 3-inch ordnance rifles and battery wires. And they actually have some pretty good coverage right now. Lord knows when I hit play, this might all change. But for right now, they have good coverage. I'm going to leave the engineers up here in case they decide to send a force out this way. So, they do have me outnumbered 2-1 for 2.5 days before the other corps arrives, but I'm hoping they do a lemming attack, as all my men are in parapets. And my dumbass built them backwards again. Though they still get the green cover. I did build these damn things backwards. They should act, that's something that, whether, if somebody who created the game or one of the modders is watching, if you can add like directional arrows on which way's front when you're building these damn things, that'd be very helpful. I'm tired of building these damn things backwards. Alrighty, so that's it, and I'll be back once we have contact with the enemy. That did not take long. They were basically right inside of town, so it's a good thing I didn't go forward to here. So, yeah, the whole army's over here, and they are coming and coming hard. You got troops out here on this road, down through here. Troops coming this way. It is a mess. It's a straight up mess. You know, it's a good thing I put the engineers over here. And they have Augustin reboard muskets. They should be fine. Now I'm wishing I had them build breastworks, as there is a brigade coming down that farm track. Now, oh, they are way going to overextend my lines. I can't cover all this. Actually, if they don't approach this way, I could pull this division out. Get your orders yet? Nah, he's still coming. And they're already there. Last thing I need is on my flank on the parapets. Oh, they have a lot of brigades going that way. Okay. Looks like they're just trying to march around me. Yep. Are they turning away? That will be helpful. Batteries in range. No, they are not. These ordnance rifles are good, but their range is not. God, I wish I had more parrots. As a battery starts shooting. It looks like they might not be coming that way. And that brigade's already ready to break. What does their morale look like? Oh, they're at 47. Oh, that'll make things much easier. Oh, my batteries are firing good. These guys have any levels? Not yet. They're close. Maybe this battle will give them some levels. Oh, these guys are armed with derringers. Oof. What is their army doing? And they move those guys right up in the canister. They're either in canister range or just outside of it. Jeez. And they're counter-battering my forces. And these brigades are mostly ready to break, it looks like. I'm worried about over here more than anything, because I don't know what they're doing to all those troops. Field rifles. This is probably the only Derringer Armed Direct Brigade in the Army. Yeah, them and the engineers are the two worst armed brigades. I feel my battery's going to be seen off. I don't have enough batteries to counter battery all theirs. 10 guns. 10 guns, yeah. None of my batteries are that big. None of their brigades look battle experienced, which is a good thing for me. I think I'm going to need a drink for this one. Today's battle brew. Oh, end of day. Hurrah, hurrah. Today's battle brew is Lagavulin 16. I went and splurged on myself a little bit. Remember, it's Ron Swanson approved. Right, hopefully they don't change their dispositions. So let me move the engineers into place. Get that green cover, yellow, that's fine. Alright, let's hit play. And they redeployed. Wow. I'm not used to them doing that. Yeah, I think I'm going to lose my batteries in this fight. They're just not big enough to see theirs off. And they're actually effectively firing counter battery. I can't see theirs. Skirmishers, get out. I need sight on those batteries. Looks like they might be massing for an actual attack, which will be good. Oh god, this live balloon smells amazing. Those batteries are going to do me in. And I can't even engage them with the skirmishers. Awesome. I will take the skirmisher hit. I need to do some damage. Excuse me. You guys come back. You're getting hit hard. March my engineers out and around. I think my engineers are going to do a lot of marching today. You guys are about to get flanked. Pull out of there. Now, I just want you guys to turn. That's all I want. Turn and face. None of these brigades look too big. He's about to stat up to the third. Kimmy laying down right in front of him. I can't see him. Really? Come on, they're in range. Shoot at them. There we go. I still have them turned. Oh, good. There we go. Cover. They fight 22nd Virginia. This is what I'm saying. When you actually fight an army that actually has a command structure, it goes so much differently. about to be seen off. These guys not firing. Alright, stand back up. Even laying down there in range, they should have been firing. And there goes one of their brigades. My grunts are now in action, along with the Durham Rangers and the White Suns. Let's turn you guys, got some bigger action going on. Damn, these Augustans got some good range on them. Not very accurate, but they got good range. Alright, 22nd, get ready to see these boys off. Legion's doing some good work for me today. There's nobody there. White Suns push up and engage. I'm going to start rolling their flank up in the center. Yeah, South Carolina Legion looks like it's getting ready to break. VMI, hang in there. Alright, don't break before these guys are seen off. Engineers charging there. See them off. Markbridge rifles, get on this flank. Advance. Grunts, advance. White Suns, advance. Time to start rolling the flank. Good, see them off. Turn and engage, turn and engage. You guys halt. That was a bad move on my part. I didn't realize I had a short range on there. It looks like they're pulling off now. Yeah, I'm at 6% casualties. Yeah, I'm at 2-to-1 casualties right now, which is good. The engineers are about to have their asses handed to them because they still have those short-range orders. Coming up over there. Alright, push out. Time to see these boys off the field. Where do you guys come from? Funny, my engineers are turning to one of the hardest fighting units in this army. I gotta see that brigade off. You guys working this one over? Yep. There they go. They break yet? No, good. Now they're broken. I was trying to get them to fall back before that happened, but Federals are running. They are going away. Stay on them. Let's cause as many casualties as we can. Yeah, we only got 7%. So you can see even the... I gotta take them to 12% casualties, and same with me. Oh wow, we're basically even percentages right now, but their army's bigger. Let's see off this last brigade and then speed the things along. They are leaving the field. How many guns did I lose? 4 men. You know, for all the counter battery they've been firing, I didn't take any losses, really. That's actually amazing. I thought my batteries would have gotten a little more experience than they have. Let's speed this along. They are leaving. There they go. Do a hard save here just in case I have a crash. Alright, not too bad for a day's work. A little heavier on the casualties than I wanted, but that must have came out of the engineers when I sent them forward the way I did, but I think that's kind of what won the battle for me. Those engineers are hard fighters. Old Maryland boys, I think, too. Right. So we have caused 2,500 casualties here, 29,000 infantry. They had no cavalry. Amazingly, we didn't get any of their guns, even with the counter battery fire. I'm surprised by that. Though we did cause casualties to their artillery. I'm not sure how many, though. So it says we caused a total of 2,500 out of 30,000 casualties. Our casualties were 1,255 out of our 38,007 infantry. But that number's off because it's around 16,000 all told on the field because the other corps never arrived. So no cavalry because I didn't have any, lost none of my guns. So, a total of 1,259 men out of 38,533 in the Army. The real Army number is actually over 50,000, but with the cavalry brigades gone, and a little different. That's everybody did. Nope, wrong corps. Corps Shenandoah. Oh, Escort Potomac. Okay. Maryland engineers don't belong to anybody, but they caused 249 casualties and took 83 prisoners. I mean, pretty good for Engineer Brigade. Third Division, which is only the 2nd VMI Infantry, caused 187 casualties. South Carolina Legion caused 348 casualties, really. I didn't think they did that much fighting. 2nd Division, Rockbridge Rifles, 0 casualties caused. I am surprised. I think I was trying to get them in the fight and never really got into it. And 22nd Virginia Infantry caused 249 casualties. Durham Rangers caused 182. My Grunts caused 240, and the White Suns 41. Division total 463. So the best division was 4th Division, causing a total of 770. That's the South Carolina Legion. And they only had 2 brigades in this division. They caused the most casualties. That's pretty good. All right, let's see if we can get out of here without this crashing on us. All right. So as you can see, actually, like the Union actually did set up for a good assault across the whole line, which is how it should have been done. When you see the separate corps without an army commander, you see they kind of drive at a single point and not much else. When you actually have an army command structure for the AI, it does 100 times better than the separate corps. So, I mean, we all talk crap about the AI in this game, and for some valid reasons, but for the most part, when you give the AI the chance to build an army structure, it fights and defends very well. It does what it's supposed to do. When it has a separate corps with no command structure, it's a mess. Where each corps is doing its own thing. The AI is trying to do what each general would do instead of the commanding general. All right. The enemies reportedly suffered 2,544 casualties, thereof 226 killed and 777 captured. Our casualties total 1,259 men, with 154 killed, 189 missing, and the rest wounded. Now, our supply situation is critical. We have no artillery ammo. We captured 1,483 rifles and 0 guns from the battlefield and sent 770 soldiers down to Andersonville. How many men we got shoved in there now? 19,593 for a prison designed for 7,500. Oh, it's getting dirty down there. All right, we'll let that roll off and see what happens with this engagement down in the Gulf. Who's going to get in there first? New Orleans or the Raider Squadron? I love how New Orleans Squadron's not following the river. Who's first? Well, let's give you halt orders for right now. Let's see what the Virginia does. No food and very little ammo. I want to see what type of damage she can do. If we don't lose her. Oh, the battle's still rolling off, so I'm not so worried about it. Oh, come on. Condition the enemy fleet isn't deter... Okay, where are you retreating to? Apalachicola. Alright. And what happened to New Orleans Squadron? Where are you going? I just gave them stop orders. I didn't even get into an engagement. Oh, come on. I don't know what's going on with the fleet AIs. Where are you going? Sabine Pass? Yeah. God damn it. I don't know why he didn't fight. That doesn't make any sense. Oh well. Let's go see if this battle's cleared off. All my hopes for the Gulf are just gone. Alright, flipping Winchester back under our control. Did they fill this up for us? Not really. I was hoping they'd give us a gift of some equipment up there. Because I did empty that depot out. One of the things I love about this new update is being able to change how much goes into a depot. So it's a good thing I'd emptied that one out. I was hoping they would give me something. Let's see, Jackson's army, Kanawha's in position. Monongahela is almost at Columbus. You know what? I'm going to move you into Cincinnati. Bring Jackson. Dayton should keep everybody connected. Maybe I can flip up Ohio. Then again, there is Army of Tennessee here with 29,000 men, and Army of Kentucky, which might come our way with another 27,000. I don't think we'll have an issue with that. And forces look like they're on the move again here outside of D.C. They all recovered pretty quickly. That's Army of Potomac arriving. Alright. First Army of Michigan didn't fight, and neither did Department of Washington. Who's that behind Fort Washington? There's someone else there. That's Army of Michigan headquarters. Okay. And how are we looking out here in the west? Okay, it's a good thing I hit pause. About to have another engagement over here out in the west with the 2nd and 3rd Corps of the Army of Missouri. And I have decided to start moving the Western Department towards the Army of Indiana. So Corps of Arkansas is going to come over here and then move towards Quincy. And the Corps of Missouri, why aren't they moving? You come over there. I'm going to move the Corps of Missouri to engage the Army of Indiana down here at Mexico City if they are still there. Intelligence on them is about 2 weeks old. So, I think we'll pause it here. It looks like we're going to be very busy here for the month of September. So, you're a new viewer, return viewer, if you've not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember to hit that bell icon so you alert when the next videos come out. If you'd like a brigade of one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type of unit, weapons, uniforms, officers, and I'll oblige on all counts as possible. If you've been following along, then you know from the last 2 episodes I have very few troops available, so you probably will receive an existing unit that is unnamed. And comments, please keep them coming. You guys are great with that stuff. It really keeps me engaged and really keeps me want to keep going with this stuff. So keep those coming. And I will see you at the next episode. Stay grumpy.